All right, guys, welcome back to House of Prep. My name's Jerry. Hey, it's Thursday. Look, I love Thursdays. So it's my best time of the week. It's my chance to kind of talk with you guys, to kind of read your comments. Feel like I'm still kind of staying connected somehow. So every Thursday, you're going to see me. And I love talking about prepping. I love talking about being prepared, stocking up. Today, we're going to do that kind of that pantry, that prepper pantry, all right? Some pantry prep. But not just your working pantry. That's at another location in my home, in the kitchen. That's the working pantry. There's plenty of food in there. There's probably enough food in the working pantry to last about a month. So what this is a secondary location. And those of you that don't have that secondary, like a prepper's pantry type of thing, it's like your own little mobile grocery store. You just kind of put it where you want in the house. You can set it up anywhere. You can move it if you need to. In this case, it pretty much stays here. But when you buy new groceries, you bring it up here. You do your grocery shopping of what you're going to replace and take this stuff down to where your kitchen stuff is and put your brand new groceries back and rotate everything and put the new stuff in the back. Make sure you date it. I date all my cans and everything. It's so much easier to see that way. And if I ever had to shift and change it around, man, it's a lifesaver. Let me tell you what. To be able to see without issues. So that's what we do. We just prep. Now, here lately in our world, these last couple years, things have been nuts. And if you started prepping, almost 2 years now, back when I started doing this video, if you've done a little by little every week, you've probably got a nice little stash of stuff going. And that's what I do. Just a little bit every week. Look, I am so thankful and grateful to be able to go to the store and get what we need. Now, sometimes it's frustrating. My wife could get on here. If I could get her on camera, she would come on here and she would even tell you when she goes to the store, sometimes it's frustrating. She tried to find some graham crackers for something that she was making, a recipe, a dessert for this coming weekend. And she couldn't find the graham crackers, so she's going to have to go hunting for them. More bottled waters, things that are nice for trips, to have on for emergencies. Sometimes on a quick grab to take in the vehicle with us on the way to work. But even the jugs of water, all the types of water were gone. Again, I've talked about that these last couple weeks. Just super, super hot outside. I think more people, more than ever, are stocking up on water. They kind of see some of the stuff that we've been talking about for a long time now. And I think that that's a driving factor. It's sports drinks included. We dealt with this last summer. Last summer we had a lot of the fires. Has anyone heard? I don't keep total track of everything out west, out in California. Are they dealing with any more fires? I know here in Tennessee, we've had off and on a burn ban. Can't go out back, but who would want to go out back and have a campfire in this weather? It's just scorching hot. So stay hydrated, guys. I hope you're getting the supplies you need. Obviously, if you have your own filters and filter systems and things, you're golden. As long as you have a water supply. But I want to also talk about renewable foods. And we'll talk about some pantry stuff too. But I wanted to show you guys those that knew I had planted blueberry bushes. And I did a video a few weeks back showing you my blueberry bushes and how they were doing. And this is my first little batch. Probably would have had more, but as the weeks I've been watching them, you can't help but be tempted to pluck some off and eat them while you're, watering and while you're observing. And I think my wife does the same. So we've already probably eaten about this much. But there's more on the bushes still. And for the very first year after, planting them at the end of last summer, that's pretty good. That's a decent little harvest going on. So not enough to where I'm going to freeze any or anything like that, at least not yet. Probably won't for the next year or two. And I hear that as they grow and they get more established, they'll produce more and more. So I'm excited. I love blueberries. I eat them probably a little bit almost every day. They're healthy. They're better than grabbing my double stuffed Oreos. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. And I have to make sure to watch my intake on those, which I've done really well. But prepping food. As you see, I got canned goods. There's rice in here. There's tuna. There's chicken. You got beef, pork. You got 5, 6, 7 varieties of different vegetables that will be eaten in my household. Not by everybody. Not everyone's the same. There's pastas, pasta sauces, soups. I've got throwawables stashed in here. I've got the cans of Chef Boyardee shoved to the back. Trying to get this thing as full as I can. And there's some drawers at the bottom down here. Also have different MRE kits. MREs stashed in here. So trying to utilize just all the space of this cabinet that I can. And I still have a little bit of room, a little more to go. But I'm excited. I'm excited to look and see that if I had to stop going to the store today, if that was no longer available to my family, that we would in fact have a good supply to go on for a while. Now that's not counting like where I store propane. You've got your propane grill, your propane heater, got different things coming, and just trying to make sure things are stocked up and prepped in the time. Look, it's still plentiful, however you want to cut it. Now, I believe that the writing's on the wall that any little thing could tip the scales and throw us off on a different direction when it comes to discussing food shortages or food problems or things that we can't find or the quality going even down further than we've seen it. So I believe that those talks are still very real. I was communicating with my parents this past week. If you remembered, about a month ago, I did a video. The thumbnail shows all of the plants and stuff. I was down in Florida, and I did a video at their garden. I was touching base with them. I wanted to know, how's your garden doing? I was more curious because of the heat. And those of you that have gardens, let me know. It's got to be a struggle. Last year when I had all those 5-gallon buckets and plants, and as hot as it was last year, just trying to balance, they were so thirsty, they were, would droop, and you would water like every day to keep them from drooping and dying. And then they started being overwatered because they started getting stuff. So it's just that fine balance of trying to not kill your plants. And I'm curious, how's that going with you guys? And then also the production of the plants. Some of my parents' plants just don't seem to be blooming that many blooms. They think some of it has to do with it's just so hot, so much heat. And I was just curious how your all's gardens are doing. Jump in the comments, let me know. But hey, it's Thursday, so let me know about your area. Let me know how things are looking. Is it water? Is it something else? What else? What other things are you noticing? It's so easy to just have blinders on, and people go to the store. You just go in, and you just don't notice. If they don't have what you have that you need, you just kind of I'll pick something else. Because we're still in a land of plenty. We still have plenty of food, but prices are going up. Let's be real. Prices on a lot of things. Gas prices are still high. Now our gas has dipped just a bit, and I don't know if that's just to do with, I noticed on the stock market that the stocks for the price of oil, that the price has gone down a little bit, and that could be affecting it. Also, different states are offering some tax breaks and taking off a little bit of money in that way. So, but let me know about your area. Let me know your struggles. But hey, talk about your successes too. It's good. Like I like to talk about production and being productive and progressing. It's a journey, and it doesn't have to be a race. It can be a marathon, and it's okay. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. Now, if you feel like you got to get into at least a sprint to get off and going for your marathon, and that's fine. It's probably not a bad idea if you've got the money and the resources behind you to kind of get started if you haven't already been prepping up. But what a great feeling it is to know that there's no race, there's no rush. I can just continue on the pace that I'm going, and I'm at a good level. I'm at a good spot in life that I know if there was a serious issue, that we would be fine. And we would have food. We would have some supplies. Now, could we last forever? No, not for eternal survival, but to get us to the point where we could figure out the next steps of life and hopefully make it to that point. But I just want to close at the end of this video with just reminding you, look, stay vigilant. When you're out in public, when you go to these large events, most everyone now has heard of what happened on July 4th. And that's just a long list of events over the course of the years. Even the stuff you don't hear about. Sometimes you don't hear about the small stuff. You just hear about the high profile things. So there's shootings, there's killings all over the place. And sometimes you might know someone or have a friend or a family member that got caught up in that. And God forbid you get caught up in that. But you all have to be prepared. I always recommend making sure that you have access to some kind of a self-defense tool if you're going out into large crowds or places that you're away from your home, you're away from your security, and having different ways to protect you and your family. Hopefully that's something you would never have to do, but man, what a great feeling to know that you at least have something in place for putting up some kind of a defense that can defend and preserve life. So just a last thought, just something that thought I'd throw it at the end because I care about you guys. I want you all safe, and I want you all full and happy. I hope you guys are having a great week. We're almost at the weekend. So if you're working and stuff, hang in there. You're almost there. And I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all later.